So we're now on to day 6. As you can see, the shape's starting to come out really nicely. We're getting down to the final revealing of the form inside the tree. What I'm working on at the moment is these curves here. I've got the narrowest point here and the widest point, which is about there. But it's not a straight line between there. You've got the curve of the pelvis here, and then this muscle here coming out. So that's what I'm trying to work with, is not accentuating it too much, and then it becomes very muscular and more like a man's body, where there's a generally you can sort of see the bones and the muscles much more. So I'm trying to keep that soft female form to it, but also when there is a distinct sharp edge, to keep that as well, or whether something like this, the top of the pelvis there is quite pronounced, and there's quite a nice little shadow that you get in there, which sort of also accentuates the belly and the womb area, which is something that I want to sort of celebrate in this form. We've got this amazing fact that within this womb area is where new life comes, and that's becoming quite an interesting part of. We're playing with life and death because obviously the trees died. We're creating a living sculpture here of somebody who's quite healthy and alive and active.
You've got cat pinned up on your notice board now.
Yes, this has helped a lot. Is that I've rather than just working off my phone, I've actually printed out and laminated three different angles, which is helping me to work with all these features. And that's very useful, because yesterday it was very windy and rainy and there was sawdust blowing everywhere. In fact, the sawdust was so intense that it blocked up my angle grinder and it blew up. So I've had to buy a new one. That's something that the sort of thing that you have to be aware of, is making sure that your tools are all in good condition. I'd sharpened the blade and it was working really well, but it was already clogged up with the sawdust, because when it was blunt, it was producing a lot of this dust rather than it should have been producing nice chips, which is what it's doing today. We're getting nice chips coming off, which is a lot easier for me because there's not the dust clogging up the visor. That was another thing that was happening, was this visor was getting covered in the dust. I've actually sprayed the inside with a anti-fog coating and given it a really good clean, so my visibility has been a lot better today, which has been a great joy to be able to see what I'm doing. So here we are. There's obviously the knee, some of this marking here. I'm working on that knee as well, getting the knees. This is what I'm going to be doing today, is getting the legs more shapely, and obviously the knee cap is very pronounced. It doesn't have a lot of flesh over it. It's close to the surface, and that'll give a definition on the edges, that front edge there, which will then allow this nice curved muscle here to come out more.
Excellent.